Hi everyone, MJ, aka Silver Moon Tarot and Astrology. I'm sorry for removing the Aries and Taurus videos, feeling it was not up to a standard that I strive for to help others. Plus my own personal energy being off, I felt it was best to take them down. My purpose for this channel is not the quantity, but the quality that is uploaded. Most, if I feel my energy is not in a good place, and it's best to do nothing. Okay, let's discuss what is happening with us at this time of the lunar eclipse in Taurus. For each of us, it will affect different areas of our lives, depending on the house in which it occurs. Let's begin on what was and where we are heading. Transformation. We have all been going through this from the time we were born. Change does happen throughout life. It just occurs at different times and can last many years. The question we must ask ourselves is the what, where, and how. The why is to force us into becoming better versions of ourselves in relationships and society on this planet that we share with others. In doing so, we must be good stewards and caretakers of the environment around us. This includes people, animals, resources, and earth. We all come into the world with nothing, and nothing leaves this world with us, not fame and fortune, family or friends, or food and possessions. Even our body remains behind to return to whence it came. Transformation is all about the authority, power, and control over only ourselves. Each of us is created differently but equally. We all have opinions, thoughts, and ideals how things should be, but it doesn't mean we have to agree. But by sharing and assisting each other, we can make the world a better place to live. After each transformation of our life, we are reborn into being a better person of our old self. There is a new beginning, a completeness that is going to take place, and it will only be the characteristics of love that will help us through to the end of our life as we know it. So I will go ahead now and start beginning to do the astrology and give the tarot cards that I see for the energy of each sign. I'll try and keep it simple. I'll try and stay focused on just the house of where that's coming from for each and every sign. So if you will hang with me today, we'll see how it goes. So let's begin for each sign. What's going to take place? Before I begin doing the astrology for each sign, I want to discuss the energies of the planets from the sun all the way through to Saturn for that day and what their energies will be. Saturn, which will be ruling the day because that will be on a Saturday. Saturn deals with where you learn to operate within the limitations of society, responsibility and rules, fears, obstructions, limitations, father, the teacher. Its energy will be one due to its resting. It doesn't have much energy. It is still retrograde. It will not go stationary to the 1st of November. Jupiter, which is the planet of a personal expansion process of your realm and horizons, this house brings good fortune and luck, the house of optimism, confidence, and pride. But its energy is going to be at a -5 because it too is retrograde. And it still has, I believe it's 63 days and 6 hours of retrograde to go before it goes direct. The next one will be Mars. Mars is about courage and the ability to take action, desire, and nature, and aggressive drives. Sign shows how you go out after values and survival. The house is where you concentrate this energy. So I'll be letting you know on each one of these. And Mars is going to be at an 8. Its energy is the highest of the whole day. It will be very intense. So Mars, we're going to have to be very careful about our ability to take action. Also questioning our desires and aggressive drives that we have. And also maybe check our values and how we're going to survive something at this time. And what are you really concentrating your energy toward there? The next one is the sun. Its energy will be a -5. It's all about our inner personal purpose, our inner drive and energy, the source of will and motivation, sense of confidence, strength, individuality, and creativity. And it will only be at a -5. So there won't be a whole lot of energy there to get something done. And it, like I said, it may be very aggressive that day because of Mars. It could be a lot of agitation of not being able to get things done. Venus, she'll be 0 degrees, but overnight between 1, and these are all my times, Eastern Standard Times, when I give you a time, you'd have to do for yourself on yours, between 1:07 a.m. to 2:12 a.m., she will drop to a -3. So your capacity to love and your values is what Venus is all about. The sign shows your attitudes and needs in love. House shows what you value most and attract to yourself. Refinement. Money can either be gained or lost during this time. The next one is Mercury. Mercury being the planet of the concrete and the conscious mind. The sign and house shows how and where you communicate and assimilate the results of your relationships. It's about reason and logic. And Mercury's going to be at a -5, so communication may not be good. The last thing we have is the moon. And the moon is how we express our purpose in everyday activities through our emotions, attitudes, habits, general moods, how you adapt to your environment. And it's also about the mother. And it will be at a +4 most of the early day up until in the evening, my time again, Eastern Standard Time. From 7:40 p.m. to 4:23 a.m., it will increase from a 4 to a 7 during those hours I just told you. 7:40 p.m. to 4:23 a.m. So when I talk about the houses and I say where this is, you can refer back to this to note that what each one and what it will be for you. Okay? I just want to go for that so we can go ahead and get that out of the way when I start showing what houses the lunar eclipse will be for each sign. All right. I also want to add to this that the moon in its energy being so high is because it's exalted in Taurus. But the ruler of this eclipse is going to be Venus. With Venus having the strength at 0 for most of the day into the early morning hours, like I said, those times I said, we will feel that need of in that relation with Venus about our capacity to love and our values and our attitude and needs in love. Be a focus there. And remember what I said about the house will show when the house that is going to be for each sign is what you value most and attract to yourself. Again, this could be dealing a lot with money and gains and loss. Okay? Because the opposition to that is going to be Scorpio. And Mars is going to be very, very intense there. The energy on this day will be intense about what we desire. So I'll talk about more on that when I get into each sign and how it will be for each sign. Okay, let's take a close look at where this lunar eclipse is going to take place. You can see here it's in this area with Russia and South Africa, or Africa. I don't know why I said South Africa. I guess I was thinking of South America. But it will be taking a lot going on over in this area. And we know what already is going on in this area. And remember I said about the energy of Mars being so intense and the war that's going on there. And these Arab nations and Israel and Egypt and this impact is going to, it's going to be really, really intense in this area. So our focus may be a lot toward what we hear of what's happening. But this eclipse is going to have this effect here. Now you can see as the bands, I hope you can see these pretty good, but as it goes out, that means there will be less effect or less visibility on this. Let's go over now. So let's look at where it starts in that area. and it will go straight over, and you can see it's doing the eclipse, and there's a little portion there, as you can see at the bottom, and as it goes over Africa, it will go back to its illumination again. Again, you see at the bottom right here, there will be that uh, darkness, more intense energy at the bottom of the moon. It'll just be touching it, but you can see in the area where it's taking place. And again, the bands, you can see how they lighten, will be the visibility of those areas of what can see. It's only going to touch in the United States, here in Canada, and part of South America. It will be intense somewhere. It can be in here, be seen really well. As far as the United States, it looks like it comes through that area of South Carolina up through this part up in here, where we'll see. You can do that. Sorry about that. Where what's occurring here. So I'll let you just kind of look at it for a minute and visualize it and see what is going on here. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for you guys at this lunar eclipse that is taking place. The lunar eclipse is going to happen in your 6th house. And you're really focused with something here in the 12th house. You have fear of losing something here that you really wish for. Now, I'm getting different scenarios here, but that's okay. Because this is not, it's a general reading. It's not a personal reading. This has to, I'm getting things of the person that was shown at me, like, is a bid on a job, and you fear you're not going to get it. Most of this is fear and based on fear surrounding you. And I want to tell you, stay in the present moment. Don't look back at the past. Don't look at the future. Stay in the present moment at this time. If this has to deal with a home that you may want to purchase, or that you want to build, or there's a fear about, these are the two things I want to say. If it comes to a job or to a house or buying a home or building a home or something of that nature, look at what the offers are. Don't jump on the first thing. Also, maybe seek some advice here, especially when it comes to those two things. If you're bidding on a job, if you're bidding on a job, that it may be work, if you do construction work or that sort of thing, and you're bidding on it, don't bid too high. It's not a good time to bid too high. You can take about a quarter off, off the top. Or if it's a bid on a job, or I said that, if it's doesn't matter job wise anyway. If it's a bid for a job that where there is no construction, and something here, you're afraid you're not going to get the offer that you really wish for, stay in the here and now. Don't look to the future. Don't count your eggs before they hatch. And because what I'm seeing is that the offer is coming, or the offer's being made. Seek guidance here on this, that you can make the right. I feel like it's really something you're wishing for here really bad, but have so much fear in you, you're not going to get it. And all I can say to you is the same thing like my mom used to tell me. This could be a home. This could be a relationship. that you had this fear to offer something because you're a fear of being turned down um in a relationship. You really, you really want to do something here. You want to work with somebody, you want to get together with somebody or something here, but if you feel like if you invite them that, it is they're going to turn you down because you're really wishing for this. But the outcome is here is you're going to get your wish. Be careful what you wish for. Is the end result here. But you've got to not worry and let fear take hold of everything. Like, this reminds me of something. I don't never get what I want. Well, here it is. And I do see the next card is the um Page of Cups. It's there. Whatever you're fearing here, don't fear it. Make the proposal. Make the offer. And stop and let fear go. I think with you guys it's mostly fear. Fear of emotions, fear of letdown, fear of the answer, the word no. I mean, it's like my mother always told me, you can't go around all the time because this is earth and water here. So they do mix. So whatever you're envisioning here, like my mom always said, what are they going to do? Tell you no? That just means something better is to come along. So don't sweat it. Don't quit fearing it. I mean, no is just a no. That was my two fears, my two worst fears years and years and years ago in my younger ages, in my late 20s, early 30s, was like being so afraid of someone telling me no. And then all of a sudden, when, I kind of got that in my head, well, what's no? It's not going to kill me, right? It just means it's not for me. And that's okay. Something better is going to come along. But don't fear the word no. Or think, well, I'm not going to get it. Quit thinking negatively. Get out of the fear. And have the positive attitude. Because you're going to get what you want. Or something even better than what you expected. Because there is going to be this unexpected change. When we don't get things, it's always something, and she was always right. There's always something better that comes along. And then I learned, and the hardest thing for me to do was not only accepting the response of no, but then the hardest thing for me was to say no. So I don't know what it was, but about that little 2-letter word that just seemed to felt like it was a big, huge mountain in front of me that I couldn't overcome. And once that was out of the way, that fear was out of the way, there was no holding me back then. I'm gone. But it's changing the emotion. It's changing the thinking. Now, I pulled 3 extra cards here, and I don't know what they are because I don't look at them. I want to be surprised just as you are what comes out here. Okay. You're going to get your wish. You got the Hermit here. And the Hermit is kind of slow. Anything that's earthbound anything that's earth or material is slow. It doesn't move quickly. But the wish is the right wish for you. Whatever this is that brings that fulfillment is coming, but it may not be in the way or what you think it is. the sudden change that's going to happen here. And I feel like this is all about confusion. You know, what you're feeling here is like a shadow energy here. You're dealing with you got to do some shadow work here about this fear you have. It's like, well, everybody always tells me no. Well, if you go around keep thinking about that and keep thinking negatively, then it's going to happen. Or it's like, that's not what I wanted. No, it may be something better coming. Hmm. 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 I told you, the world. It is something better. You're going to be offered something a lot more better. A lot better. You're going to be really, really happy with this. It'll bring everything full circle with the offers you're getting. Or what is there. I mean, it's like, you're getting two of the best pages there ever was. All right, on your I've got two cards here. I've got the Wisdom Oracle for you, and like I said, this is going to be in your 6th house, your 6th house and your 12th house. You know, there's going to be this sudden change, but it may not be in the way that you expect it. I feel like you've got to let something go here, and that's that 12th house, that fear of something. Or fear of losing something, a fear of loss. I didn't get this, but you're going to get something better. And the Wisdom Oracle card you got was stay in the here and now. I think Taurus got this as well. Stay in the present moment. Don't think about the past, what was and before, because this is going to be an all new time, a new time period, a change. So stay in the here and now. And the next thing, like you have in the moon, is the waxing gibbon. You're fearing of losing something here. Stop that. You got to change that here. Because you're gonna manifest exactly what you're afraid of. So stop it. You make your intentions, you set your intentions, and what comes will be maybe not in the way that you expected it, or what you initially wanted. I mean, I've had that happen to me too. And and what I got wasn't what I expected, but it was even better. And you've got to think about that and stop and because the next thing you've got is what in the world happened to my this thing's gonna drive me nuts. Because the next thing you've got coming up, very next day, on the 29th, is you've got this sort of conflict. You're being tested right now. Because there is going to be this sudden change. But stay in the present moment. Don't get into this fear thing here. You're conflicted. You're worrying about too much about what this or that, or what happened before, what's going to happen now. It happened then, it's going to happen in the future again. Get out of that mentality. Let that go. And know what you're going to get here is going to be good. It's going to be, maybe, like I said, not what you want, but it will be perfect for you. It just doesn't come the way you thought it would. But it's going to bring in this perfect completion to something here. And you got to stay in faith and know and stay positive. You got to change your mindset, change that heart, knowing you're going to get exactly what you want. It may even better. Hmm. And this is telling me on that 29th, after this eclipse, something might let something go. And I think the biggest thing you got to let go is the fear of loss, of surrendering to something. When we surrender, that's the best thing we can do, because we are rewarded many times over and blessings are just poured down on us. Can't live in the past and you can't live in the future. Past is already done and over with. The future is unknown. But if you surrender that fear, because this is the number 11, exactly what I'm showing right here, a fear of losing something, a fear of loss, a fear of the shadow, the darkness, the unknown. If you surrender those things and just live in the now, you're going to be blessed many times over. I mean, you and Scorpio got the easiest readings that I've had so far, and I hope the rest of it, you know, the last 3 go as well. Because this is really good. It's up to you. I can't do the work for you. I can't do the shadow work for you. I can't, I can't sit here by you every time and you start getting in this energy, and I may have to keep reminding you, stop it. Let it go. Release it. And you'll be fine. Because it's coming. It's good. Many blessings coming. But you're going to kill them if you sit here and keep worrying about it, and you keep fearing over it, and you keep, dwelling on it. You got to surrender it. Because it's coming. It's just not coming when you want it. And it may not be exactly what you want, but it will be better for you. Because that's the promise. That's perfect completion. Once you surrender, everything goes good. Surrender the fear. Surrender the shadow work. Stop worrying. Okay? And that is what I got for y'all. Like I said, I love yours and Scorpio's readings because they've been so, like, bam, just clear. Excuse me. Anyway, y'all have a good one till the next time.